Here is the perfect bulking diet that will increase your muscle mass and help you achieve your dream physique. This diet is the quickest, most effective and healthiest way for you to naturally put on muscle while staying healthy at a lower body fat percentage. It's not some lose fat quick or pill diet that some influencer will sell you a course, community or supplement for. This is the most natural and effective diet that's out there that transformed my body from skinny to muscular, and if you follow this diet you will gain this body too. I'm not going to waste your time, let's get straight into it. Get rid of sugars and simple carbohydrates. Replace with raw honey, complex carbs, sourdough bread, wholemeal bread. Make sure all of your carbs are brown basically. Sweet potato is the best carb in my opinion. Sugar will kill your testosterone and only add fat instead of muscle. Sugar's kind of just empty calories. Now don't get me wrong, I'm actually not trying to say you should go on a keto diet. If you're someone who is working out constantly, especially if it's more kind of endurance kind of training. When I was doing my marathon, for example, I was constantly having oats in the morning, and throughout the marathon I was having the gels, which are basically just pure sugar, and I was also having oat bars. This is because of the way that your muscles actually work. So your muscles burn off glucose, and glucose is basically just sugar. So your muscles use sugar in order to gain energy and actually use in the gym. This is the case for almost everyone, unless you're on keto, because if you're on keto, your muscles start to say, hey, we have no glucose, we have to use another form of energy. So then they start to use fat instead. Now that is a subject for a completely different video, but it is important that you get the carbs in, but you do need to make sure that you're having good carbs. For the perfect bulking diet, your main source of protein cannot be vegan. So chickpeas, tofu, lentils and beans, because it's not an effective protein that lacks amino acids, as well as many different macronutrients that you get from things like red meats and from chicken and from fish. Replace this with chicken breast or thigh, steak, best to buy sirloin or ribeye, fish such as salmon or mackerel, perhaps even pork or lamb chops. And let's try and also eliminate processed foods like frozen burgers or fried chicken and fast food. To be quite honest, if we're going for the perfect diet, it's actually a little bit of a stretch to even have something like sausages because of the sheer amount of different stuff that's in it. Eat a healthy mix of fats. Fat seems to differ in opinion depending on who you ask. I believe it's important to have all three of the different kinds of fat. So we have monounsaturated, which is widely considered the healthy kind of fat, polyunsaturated, which is also widely considered a healthy kind of fat, and then we also have the saturated fats. Now, in my opinion, I believe you should have a fair bit of saturated fats, especially for muscle growth. Saturated fats increase our LDL cholesterol. Now, this is considered the bad cholesterol, which is shown to have negative effects for our vascular system. But it's the same LDL cholesterol that actually produces and creates testosterone and sex hormones. That's why you hear that steak and red meat helps boost testosterone. It's because it has this saturated fat within it. So for me, I would say don't go all the way on saturated fats. Make sure you're still getting those other healthy fats in. I think for me personally, saturated fat is probably the lowest, but I make sure I have 2 steaks a week, and I also make sure that I have chicken breast. I have 4 chicken legs a day, which includes the thigh and the drumstick, and the skin as well that has that saturated fats in it. I also use butter on my bread, and I use butter, cook my eggs and the like. And I also make sure that I have a whole avocado a day that makes sure that I get in those monounsaturated fats, as well as having 2 fillets of salmon a week, which is my main source of polyunsaturated fats as well as monounsaturated fats. This is also applicable in the oils that we use as well. We do kind of want to be using the monounsaturated fats as well as the saturated fats such as butter, ghee and coconut oil. You can't really go wrong with vegetables, but some vegetables are more optimal than others for muscle growth and nutritional profile. Broccoli, carrots, kale, spinach, asparagus and peppers are all top tier vegetables that taste amazing and are the best for you, providing the most macronutrients, vitamins and minerals to help you recover and build muscle. Fruits are not so similar though. There are some optimal and suboptimal fruits out there for muscle growth and overall health, so let's go over them quickly. Pears, peaches, figs, dates and olives have weak nutritional profiles. And figs are very high for estrogen, and we really want testosterone for muscle growth, so that might interfere with that. So let's replace these fruits with fruits that have a higher nutritional profile, as well as direct correlations to muscle growth. Avocados are high in good fats, high in calories, and is basically a multivitamin. Bananas are high in calories, good for gut health, and are also really great for energy, so they work perfectly in a shake before the gym. Blackberries are very high in antioxidants, which will help increase the health of your red blood vessels, which will inadvertently help your muscles work optimally, and will help you be more healthy all around. Blueberries, the same reason as blackberries, plus they're believed to reduce muscle recovery time, meaning you might be able to go to the gym for an extra session in the week, and you might even be able to work harder in that session. Now, papaya and pineapple are very delicious vegetables with a very solid nutritional profile. But these fruits actually have an additional benefit because they have enzymes in them that aid towards your digestion of proteins, which makes them a great addition to this diet, as not only do they provide really good nutritional value, but they also help you digest the more important ingredients, in my opinion, which is the proteins that you consume. And last but not least, we have pomegranate. It is high in antioxidants, which means it helps strengthen and also protect your cells, as well as having nitric oxide in it, which aids in blood flow, which will improve your lifting endurance and also your sexual health as an added plus. I'd also suggest, since we're human, let's get some healthy snacks in our diet and healthy dessert options. Let's have high percentage dark chocolate, something higher than at least 75%. Although they're high in estrogen, dried fruits are a nice source of fibers and very high in sugar, so you'll be able to get that sugary kick. Kefir yogurt for your gut microbiome, with some raw honey, or even better, some raw honeycomb, along with some berries and maybe a few seeds. You can always have something like biltong for a nice healthy protein snack, as well as some high quality crisps with a hummus dip. Or maybe you want to just go simple and just have some peanut butter and honey over some toast. It's not the healthiest, but it could be a lot worse, that's for sure. Now that we know the best things for us, let me suggest a few meals that you could replace your current meals for that will be able to take you to your goal faster and will help you implement this diet. The first thing is, in the morning, stop having cereal. There's absolutely no nutritional benefit to cereal. People say, yeah, well, it's high in fiber and it's high in iron, but that is something that you could get from something else that's actually nutritious, and not just basically a bowl of sugar. That will not get you to your goal, but my breakfast will, and it has done for me. I have 2 slices of sourdough bread, which is always whole grain and usually rye if I can get my hands on it. I have a whole avocado and 4 eggs. Is it a bit excessive? Maybe it is, but it provides me a big dosage of calories as well as healthy fats and a little bit of protein as well, and many different vitamins and minerals. This is a perfect way to start the day. Instead of having the ready meal or the fast food for lunch, let's try having some salmon with some sweet potato and some asparagus. It's so easy to make, and it's good and nutritious for you, and it's perfect for your bulking journey. Another option would be chicken breast and potatoes and broccoli. Again, it's so easy to make, and these provide all those good fats, they're high in calories, and especially if you use potatoes, it's not going to be that expensive either. For dinner, instead of the pizza or the curry, let's go for some steak with some sweet potatoes and broccoli, or chicken thighs with rice and broccoli. These are practical ideas for meals that will boost your muscle growth progress by at least 100% as opposed to what I mentioned earlier. They're so easy to do that it's not even worth me trying to give you the recipe. It's literally just put it in the air fryer or oven, cover it with oil, and then just let it do its thing, or just put some butter in the pan, put some salt and pepper on the chicken, and then just lay it in there. If you don't know how to do that, then it's very easy to look up how to do that online. Just give it a quick search on Google on how to use a frying pan, or how to fry something, or how to use an air fryer. It's very simple. It'll only take you 5 minutes, and that 5 minutes will just boost your muscle growth entirely if you do not know how to cook something correctly. But again, everything comes with time. You may not be able to do this straight away. It might take you a little bit of a while in order to kind of get yourself into the routine of having this kind of diet, but I will assure you it will be worth it. It has taken me from skinny to muscular that I am now, and I feel a lot better for having this diet, and I hope this is something that you can implement in your own life, and I hope this video has provided lots of value for you. Watch this next video if you'd like. Subscribe and like.